Hello, TheLadyKeziah here. Come, let's have another important conversation. In an era of social media armchair counselors and psychologists, just like I always tell you, you can only extrapolate wisdom, knowledge, and information if these align with your values, goals, and life season. You are the only person that understands the season in which you are going through. There are many schools of thought when it comes to expectations in relationships. Sometimes you hear some of these, and all you can do is to wink and walk away. Some even claim that one should not expect anything from a partner, so they will not be disappointed. Really? A person you're falling in love with, a person you are building a life with, a person you are building deeper connections with, and you are not supposed to expect anything in return from them. Why are you with them, if I may ask? Let's dive deeper into what I have to share with you. When it comes to expectations, regardless of who your partner is, there are some explicit and equally implicit expectations. Explicit describes something that is very clear without vagueness or ambiguity, whereas implicit often functions as the direct opposite, referring to something that is understood but not described clearly or directly, and often using implications or assumptions. Yeah. Love has some explicit and implicit expectations that go along with it. It is perfectly healthy to have certain standards, ones that we will not compromise on. It is good to know what you want from a relationship. If not, then why are you in there? It is good. There's nothing wrong to know what you want from a partner. Even better, if you can figure those things out before entering into that relationship, that would be awesome. On the other hand, sometimes the bar is set so high, that is where some of us have problem with. But to say you are not supposed to have any expectation, just get into a relationship. Why are you in? Why are you with that person in the first place if there is no expectation? It is no secret that relationships can be difficult. When it comes to relationships, expectations are often the key to success or failure. And that is why some of us don't get it when you hear people telling you don't have any expectations. You expect a man to go pay a woman's bride price as his woman, his wife, and to have no expectation of her. No, don't do that. Let's be realistic here. You expect a woman to fall in love and decide to build greater connections with a man without any expectations? No, don't tell people that and don't buy into those things. It is the bar, when the bar is set too high, that it becomes unrealistic. That is where some of us have an issue with. Just like I said, expectations are often the key to success or failures. When we are able to manage and regulate expectations very well, we'll have the functional, healthier, and lovely relationships. Expectations, if not met, can ruin even the strongest of bonds. And that is why it is critical When we set our sights too high, our partners can feel overwhelmed and pressured. That is where some of us have an issue. Our partners can feel overwhelmed and pressured when the sights are too high for them. Alternatively, when we set our sights too low, we may never be satisfied with what we get also. As a result, expectations have the power to drive people apart or bring them together, especially the implicit ones. At their best, they can help us understand what is important to the other person and give us the motivation we need to work through challenges that may arise. They can also create unrealistic standards and lead us down a path of disillusionment and bitterness. Expectations play a powerful role in how well relationships flourish or disappoint. It is therefore up to us to let it help us or hurt us. The decision is always ours to make. In any form of human relationship, understanding each other's expectation is essential for maintaining a healthy and stable bond. The trouble often arises when those expectations conflict with reality, creating a discrepancy that can eventually lead to frustration and resentment. Just like I said, expectation is up to us whether we'll let them help us or hurt us. In any relationship, we would have to understand each other's expectation is essential for maintaining a healthy and stable bond. So yours truly is here one more time to help you with some few tips in keeping healthy and realistic expectations. It doesn't matter how good, how awesome your partner is, there is an expectation in there. Even if it's implicit, nobody is with another person without any expectation. It only becomes a concern to some of us when those expectations are not realistic, when they are not healthy, when they are not functional. It becomes a burden onto your partner. And that is why yours truly is here with some few tips to help you keep a healthy and dynamic relationship. Number one, don't keep these expectations in your head and expect your partner to fulfill them. Many a time, just like I said, these expectations are implicit. You are in there with a person, you expect certain things from him or her, but you've never mounted the courage to discuss these things. And you assume that because she's a woman, she is supposed to understand that as a man, you need 1, 2, 3, 4. Honey, it doesn't work like that. You are in there with a man. You love him. And because of that, you expect him to do certain things for you without you letting him even know them. These are in your head. Either it's based on your socialization or what you've grew up to see. So they became a paradigm of what you expect of your partner. They are your expectations, but they are implicit. It is only in your head. Your partner doesn't know. And if a person doesn't know what you want, what you expect of them, how on earth are they able to fulfill that? Some people, based on the experiences of women, might try 1 or 2 things, but they can't know what is in your head. They are not mind readers to know what you feel and want at specific points in your life. So don't just keep your expectations in your head and expect your partner to fulfill them. Share, discuss, review, and interrogate them. This requires maturity and deeper connection with your partner. Someone who wants to build a greater connection with you, not just for his or her selfish gains. Because in order for you to be able to freely discuss these expectations, it should be somebody you are in there to love. Unfortunately, a lot of people in relationships today for help, for what they will get, not for love. So if you are with such people, they expect high things from you without them also finding out what you would require from them. So don't keep your expectations in your head. Discuss them. It would help the relationship a great deal. Number 2, periodically review them such that you'll be able to delete, replace, or add new ones. The irony of love is that once you meet a person and the person says, I love you, I want to be with you, I am happy with what you are doing for me and doing with me, it doesn't mean they will be happy with you for life. Things might change. And that is why periodically you have to review these expectations such that you'll be able to delete some, replace, or add new ones. Many of the things that you would think in the beginning of a relationship you needed so much, when the relationship is growing and both of you are getting to know each other the more, you realize that you don't need those things. You need other things. So you can delete and replace or add new expectations. And that is why periodically you have to review these expectations. I wanted you to visit me every weekend. As you grow fond of each other, you realize that it's not possible for you to meet at a particular place at a particular time every weekend because there are other needs. And you replace them with other things that would equally make the relationship flourish. So periodically, number 2, review these expectations. You can only do this with people who are matured, who are not in there for what they will only get, but they are in there to build deeper connections with you. So they are open-minded. Number 3, be in for love and not for selfish gains. Just like I said, some people are in various kinds of relationships just for what they will get. And because of that, it's even difficult for them to build any meaningful relationship with a single person because they've spread their needs over. They are with this person, with that person, with that person. You can't build a meaningful relationship with a particular person at a time because you are just in there for your selfish gains. What a person can give to you today. If tomorrow they are not able to satisfy that need, you move into another person. More or less, you're a user. You are not in that relationship for love. You are in there for help. Whatever you get, your selfish needs, to satisfy your emotional needs, your financial needs, your sexual needs. You are just a user. You are not in there for love. Unfortunately, greater percentage of people in relationships today, not for love, but for their selfish gains. If you are in there to build deeper connection with people, then get to know that, yes, you would have to be there from the point of how you can make your partner's life comfortable and enjoy each other, not just what you get and get and get. Number 4, be mature and transparent enough to share everything. I find it so strange that you can't communicate your expectations with your partner. What then are you doing with him? You are doing serious things with him, and yet you are shy to sit down and have a meaningful conversation around your expectations. Many a time, the things you expect are things that, the intangibles. You don't even need money to make them happen. Things that anybody with a good heart can equally do them for you. So why can't you be transparent enough to share these expectations? And your soul is bleeding because you're expecting them and you are not getting them. And your partner doesn't even know that these are your needs because he or she would have gone to every length to just make them happen for you. Be mature and transparent enough to share these expectations. Don't just say, I'm okay with everything, where you know everything is not just meant for you. You have your specifics. Number 5, Have periodic, what I call a state of your relationship session, where you just have a conversation around your expectations, how your partner is meeting your expectations, how he or she is not able to fulfill those expectations. Have a conversation around and have a union, a whole session around that. You determine the pace, whether you do that monthly, quarterly, bi-monthly, whatever time frame that is appropriate for you. It is your relationship and it is your expectations. But have periodic conversations around the state of your union. Have a session around it. It helps a lot, where you allow your partner to freely talk about how they feel about you. Don't just say, I don't know how to handle these issues. I don't expect you to feel that way. No, you are not supposed to teach him or her how to feel. That is the way they feel. Allow them to express these feelings so you work around them. That is what mature adults who are in there to build relationship, not just to use one person. That is what they do. If your partner says, I feel this about your relationship, don't say, why should you feel that? No, it is not in your place to teach your partner how they should feel about anything. So this is very, very important. If you want your relationship to work, then make sure you work on these expectations. And just like I always say, what might work for you might not work for anybody else. It is your relationship. It is you and your partner. So forget about what the world is doing out there. It is what the two of you need for that relationship to work. So don't just sit down there and go by what the general world is going. There are some women, their love language, it's not just about the intangibles or the tangibles. It is about what they want. So if you don't listen to them, pay attention to them, but you are out there thinking that as for a woman, this is what you do for her and she'll be excited, and playing mind games with them. And some of them, because they love you and they are afraid to also share what they truly want, they are just accepting anything from you. A time will come, they will just give up. They will just give up on you. They will just give up on you. So don't let that be your story at all. In every situation, let it be what your partner wants, what your partner needs of you, not what you think women in general may need. And because of that, you are treating your partner that way. What you expect men, every man out there to accept, no. Your partner is a unique individual. So find out what he or she would expect from you and do that, and see how your relationship will thrive and become beautiful. Put in the comment section there what you expect, what you can add up. And just like I always say, a minute, a second, hit the subscribe button and share. Kindly also click on the notification bell and select all. So anytime I upload a video, you would be notified. Don't just be in a relationship for the sake of being in there. If you can't enjoy your partner, what are you doing there? And if you can't have the boldness to discuss your expectations, what are you giving and what are you receiving back in return? Love is a beautiful thing when it happens between two beautiful and mature adults. Let your partner enjoy you. Let his or her eyes glow anytime they speak about you. Let their lives be comfortable just because they are being with you. Don't be a selfish partner, just in there for what you would get. Love is more of giving than receiving. So if you are in there about what you would receive, you are being a selfish partner. Think of what you can also give. And whilst you are giving and she is giving, while she's giving and you are equally giving, then you are building each other up. Much love and blessings.